we go.
Oh,
Hello.
hello. Matsame.
Madaweka.
Don't shiver.
So, out of breath. Sorry. I surprised Barry by pressing
And,
go live, so we had 30 seconds.
I
to
know.
get the old set ready.
Blanket was all out of whack.
His booster seat wasn't even up.
I know he put my booster seat out from under me.
What's up?
Yep. So here we are live,
Yelling around.
1950 South Shepherd. How are you gentlemen doing today? The Buddha of love. How you doing, brother?
Yeah.
All right. Oh yeah, these hard working
Hardest
men.
workers. We make them walk upstairs every time.
I know, right?
Boxes.
They delivered what? How many boxes last Friday?
Yeah, all hygiene.
I just watched them too.
Just over there.
Yeah,
It's out of my
yeah.
sight. yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Have
Hey.
a good one.
Thank you, gentlemen. So yeah. Well, it's been an emotional roller coaster today, to say the least.
It's been.
Tears have been shed.
Oh my
Rosie
god.
stepped in dog poop this morning.
Yeah, Dookie girl.
Yeah.
Dookie girl. Just wasn't her day today, you know. But then I think it kind of turned out to be her day. Like I said, that emotional roller coaster is, it can be something else,
It can be a roller coaster.
it's a roller coaster. You
Yeah.
never know.
You never know where it's going to take you or how you're going to feel. But I think like in a situation like that, I believe that there is a lesson to be learned.
What is it?
Is that
Don't take Barry for his word.
Yeah.
don't
Don't listen to Barry off the bat.
well, I think it goes into like how it kind of how it got started.
Mhm.
And not to say like sit here and talk smack about anybody, but it wasn't just the most dependable source, and thank God that everyone on our end is okay. And that's those are the things that you pray for. So when that news hit, it was a shock, because it was like like it was hard to say, because when you're living that type of life, like, and you hear those types of things, like, you can say those are natural causes with the life that those people live, like. And so, I'm glad that everything worked out, and prayers for the family that did lose somebody. There were some families that were involved, and prayers to their families, but yeah, it was an emotional roller coaster, to say the least. So I pray for that family quite a bit. I pray for that family quite a bit. So it's just it's good when everything everything works out, for the best. And like I said, there can be a lesson in that. And who's to say what it's going to teach each person? Each individual that may have been affected by finding out the bad, then hearing that it's not true. I think it will affect everybody, and like I said, there's a lesson to be learned and all that. So my mind was already thinking, going into how can we help? Like, what can we do? But luckily here we are, blessed, everyone's okay, and here we are going live. So and Dookie girl is gone.
I know. I was making up these things just to get off of work.
she stepped in dog poop on her way to work.
Yeah, she said she didn't notice till what she got in the building.
She was sitting over there and she just was like, I stepped in dog poop. So I started calling her Dookie girl.
Yeah. So now we have to make her pick. Do you want that or Resi Desi?
Yeah, which one works better?
She's like Resi.
Resi
Yeah.
Desi or Dookie Girl.
I know we won't even explain either of them too. So
Yeah.
it makes it even worse.
Dookie Des.
Wait, why do you call her that? She
Yeah.
just earned the name.
Yeah, Dookie Des.
She's just
or-
Dookie.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's up to you, Des. But yeah, thankful that, like I said, thank God everybody's okay, back to your normal programming.
Mhm,
Because it's that was that was a tough one.
mhm.
But like I said, let's keep this thing going.
Yep. Just a roller.
So how was camp today?
It was hot. It was hot. Not a breeze in sight. It had like 64 people, and so it wasn't. I mean, it's slowly declining. I think is because of all the clearing out of camps, the arresting
Yeah,
people,
them having to move
yeah,
around.
their Operation Safe or whatever it is now. And so we are seeing like a lot of ripple effects from that, but we also see a lot more people that we see at like Trinity Church when we go out there. We saw some of the same people from there coming to 23rd and MacArthur. So it went from 23rd and Classen to 23rd and MacArthur, back and forth. So we see them more often. We're still, people still love our table. So it's always good. But
Yeah. So you want to explain a little bit about the products that we give out?
Yeah, for
I'm thinking about bin by bin, like
so for camp, so we try to do the full arsenal of like
Yeah.
survival supplies, right? Or like basic necessity. So we go with your hygiene. So we have like body wipes for like it's like a shower in a wipe. So it's like a big XL body wipe. Then we have your soap, shampoo, conditioner, toothbrush, toothpaste, lotion. Yeah, now I'm going
hair
down the list.
ties,
Hair ties, sometimes combs,
sometimes combs,
tampons and pads,
women's,
and then we go to our sexual health stuff. So we have condoms, female condoms, dental dams, condom kits, and then we have Narcan, fentanyl test kits, cooling towels or like hand warmers, depending on like if it's hot or cold that day, kind of.
rain ponchos.
Then we try to do like a bag. So we had Southern Plains bought a bunch of drawstring bags that we went through. We went through all of them today, actually. And then
About how many did they give us?
probably 300 or 400, maybe.
So yeah.
So we go through a lot.
How many? What's the usual
number of people we see?
average? Yeah.
Yeah. Usually it's around 100,
100.
100 plus. But the past week and then 2 weeks ago, it was a little bit less. So it's that's how we can see like more of
Where
these.
people are, where people, they've had to move.
Yep. And so it's hard to try to find them, track them down. Like, so we have the HIV team out there with us too. And so they go and provide treatment for HIV or anything like that. And so they have to actually try to track these people down also. And so it's just a combined effort, which started back in
Shout out to Be Heard.
April or May, I think, maybe June is when we started. And so now it's a weekly thing. They're talking about expanding to two times a week in Oklahoma City, where it would be Trinity Church, which is 23rd in Classen, and then also Second Chances, which is 23rd in MacArthur. Which, if we have the means, then yeah, we'll absolutely go out there.
Definitely.
Just because we see a lot of like lives saved from the Narcan we give out to non-natives, and they save a native life, or we see vice versa, or anything like that. So any
or just harm reduction in general.
Yep. We see it all, and so that's kind of we're just there just to be present. Half the time people just want to sit there and talk, and so
just want to be heard.
Yep. And so
that's why I like their name, Be Heard Movement. They do a lot of great work, not only here but in Tulsa as well. I seen where they were part of a partnership where they're going to open up like 75 or 95 beds, and then they're going to expand to like 250 beds.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's amazing. Looking out for our unhoused population. I can't say enough for what they do, but just to be a part of that.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. So
yeah, it was funny because Matt was like, "Do you guys have any feedback for us?"
Yeah.
And then he's like, "You can say the playlist sucks." So like, he was really pushing this. Like
he wants
his own music. And so like we were just like, no, I mean, if you guys ever want to go west, like let us know, because we want to have our people
in the
tribal area, like so that way we can help out maybe with like food or something at the same time too. And so Matt's on board, so he's one of the guys that helps out with Be Heard every week. And so now it's just about like finding a spot, trying to convince the right people that need to be convinced, and then just going from there. So we can bring mobile showers out this way, maybe like once a month, just to where we can get our foot in the door and then go.
Definitely.
And so yeah, I mean, it's a cool time. And then we were just like, well, Desi hates the playlist, and then and then they started playing like the clean version of songs. I was like, give them a thumbs down.
Yeah,
No.
give me that ox.
Yeah, yeah. And so yeah, I mean, they're always bringing like good vibes, same like we are. We're just having a fun time.
Yeah,
And so yeah, it's not a bad day to spend your Tuesdays outside.
yes, looking out for the unhoused population.
Yeah.
You know, do we have any comments,
No
Mr.
suggestions
Rivelas?
until he gets that pizza to us.
Yeah. Once he gets that pizza, he owes us pizza. So
Yeah,
Isaac Rhodes said we're just yelling around.
mhm,
no, for sure.
And-
Faux.
Aunt
Sure.
Mealy says Ahoski.
Oh,
Rachel Toity says, "Hey guys, hope all is well with
Hey,
you and yours."
Rachel.
And Aunt said, "Yeah, that had me like Dane had my family going to come back from Cali. Yeah, I'm here again. I'm guessing he's trying to say who the Dookie girl was.
Des,
Yeah,
Dookie
Alan.
Des.
Yeah,
Yeah, Dookie Desi.
Alan Fletcher says, how come the AA guest speaker Paul the Pilgrim pants fell down?
Let us know.
His buckle was in his hat." Stacy Starr says, "Howdy, howdy,
How
howdy."
you doing, Stace?
And Sister Leslie Bowtone says, "Good afternoon, big
Good
brother."
afternoon. Good afternoon, Les.
That's all of them.
Well, so what did you do Monday?
Christmas shopped. So Jarek and I just went around to Walmart, Sam's Club, stores like that, and got stuff for the girls, got stuff for the rest of our families, and then this weekend we went to the zoo. They started their Christmas lights
that?
and everything. We didn't do the Christmas lights, but all the stuff's up during the day, so it looks pretty cool. Zoo was good. It was like a 70-degree day, so it wasn't too hot, too cold, or anything. Did that. Went to the Science Museum. And then the next day we went Christmas shopping for the girls to buy gifts for their cousins and aunts and uncles and stuff. And so, yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
just trying to prep them for abandoning them on our vacation this week. So we're just doing all fun stuff.
Well, I think Friday night I went. Me and my kids went and picked them up. Me and Johnny. I was trying to get him to watch the Thomas game with me, which that was a nail biter.
That's Leo from Sober Living. Leo
Uh,
C4.
That's who that was.
That is right now.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm doing the live, so thank you for.
I'm just saying.
All right.
I don't know if you were waiting.
Well, answer it. Yeah. But no, we went and then Saturday the kids came over again. We were all laying on the bed watching OU win. That was pretty amazing game. And then we went after the game. Then we went over to back Belinda up for her dance, which was pretty awesome. I love giving her hell. So
Yeah.
Senior mom, your Aunt Anita,
I know Terry thought she was my sister. I'm like,
Terry, yeah, Terry, Carmelo. Who else was there?
Kat was there.
Kat,
Cassandra was
Kat,
there.
Cassandra were there.
Kendrick was there.
Kendrick,
was
of
there.
course, Kendrick was there. So
It's all kind of pictures of them.
yeah, seen a bunch of pictures of them. But who else? But yeah, so I'm just glad we're able to show. She wasn't sure who was gonna be there, or it's kind of like, girl, you're like family. We don't want you to ever feel like you have to. And it was funny because when we did her special, she took off. We did
honor song.
We did 2
Yeah.
laps. I'm telling you, we did 2 laps. That's how fast she just took off. And me and your mom just looked at each other and just smiled because, like she was getting it. She was like pulling away from us. And Natalie was saying, slow down. And she'd slow down for like 3 steps. And she'd just get right back.
She wanted her own solo lap like a princess getting crowned.
It's her thing. I'm not trying to judge her, but You know, like how you can watch the person in front of you to stay on beat. She was just
Her own beat.
her own beat.
Just letting the drum know, keep up.
Yeah. I don't care what song you're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, but we were happy to be there. You know, look forward to, you know, backing up all of our Gord Clan fam. So felt good to get it because it's been a while, it seems like.
Yeah, it was crazy because me and Barry were just dancing on the other side of the arena.
Oh yeah.
We were just sitting there dancing. Alan's like, "Oh, they're honoring recovery over on the other side of the arena." And me
Not
and
even
Barry,
a dollar
yeah,
inside.
me and
We didn't
Barry
have
just
no
looked at
money.
each other. We're like, "No, we're."
I don't have no money to go.
So people started coming and putting dollars in front of us. We're like,
That's just
"Oh."
Alan's way of saying, all right, I'm going to go honor them, but I don't have money.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say,
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah. So that was pretty funny. But yeah, it was a good time. You know, it was a good time. I was supposed to go to Dave's after that to go watch the UFC.
mhm.
And then by the time we took my kids home, got my daughter from work, and then took her home, got her something to eat, and took her home. It was like 11:30, and they were watching UFC. So I was like, we get home, we get ready for bed, and we're laying down. It's like we forgot to go to Dave's. Like, oh man,
Space time.
yeah. So it was good. It was a good weekend. Sweat yesterday. Went and sweat yesterday. So that, you know, that's always like the highlight of my weekend
Mhm.
or of my week. You know, and then the emotional roller coaster today. So
Yeah, just a normal,
yeah, normal day. Normal day
Yeah,
around these
it's
parts.
just, you never know. You never know what's going to happen.
But yeah, it was good. It was good. I really enjoyed myself this past weekend. So do we have any more comments before we jump off into this reading?
Mama Leanna says, "Hey, fellas."
Hey, boo.
And Sister Leslie says, "I have a crush on Kendrick Sleeper."
Tag him.
That was the wrong Kendrick.
Yeah, shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot, sis.
Could be legislator, first legislator. No, wait, first lady. What would be a legislator's first lady? Fifth lady, whatever we want to call.
Assistant.
They're never gonna.
They all have admin assistants.
Just bust out. I have a crush on.
I can't hold it in any longer.
Yeah.
Release it to the world.
Forget his wife.
Put it on the live.
It's eating me inside.
He's married, sister. He's married.
What are you doing?
I'm holding this fan. It's hot. I'm trying to get you in there,
Oh.
son.
Stacy says, "I'm glad I got to go for a little bit."
Mhm.
And then
Oh yeah, I did shake your hand.
Natalie said, I'm guessing Belinda was
Yeah.
the lead whack-a-mole.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
It cracked me up because, he was taking all those pictures.
Mhm.
And during especially, like, he wandered out into the arena to take a picture, and it made it look like he was taking a picture of everything.
It's just
And he
them too.
He came back. I was like, "Did you?" And I told her, "I said, did you just take a picture of them?" He said, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Yeah,
You never. Yeah. If she. Yeah. For a special.
ain't gonna deny my bro putting in all that work.
I know. He's over there speaking for her.
I know, damn.
In a good way like that.
Good way like that. You gonna do him dirty like that? Leave it up to Belinda's.
For a Christmas present, we'll get him a frame picture of them.
Yeah,
Poster size. huge
Poster.
Painting. A painting.
definitely.
She'll cut it in half.
Yeah.
Put his by his
My own
desk.
portrait. Yeah.
Get them both. Just cut it in half ourselves and give them
Still
each
half
other.
of each other in the other
Definitely,
frame.
definitely.
Good.
Man,
He's getting blown up right now.
well, don't buy nothing off of TikTok, bro. You will get spam. It's crazy. At least 30
You're not gonna
calls a
show
day.
off your jacket wherever it went.
It's down there.
Oh no.
No, I'm not gonna show it off. I'm gonna bust it out on them whenever they see me.
We can just pause the screen
No,
and then you'll come out with it.
let's go ahead and
Your
read
little,
this.
little tight
No,
jacket.
let's go ahead and read this. How
Wait,
come we didn't
that
have
said
the?
stop.
Why didn't you have
just
the?
turned it off.
No,
What?
he's got the music.
Oh, my
Oh.
phone's way over there.
I need the aesthetics.
It's on there if you just
going.
listen. But your fan's too loud. That's what it is.
No, it's not.
What's today?
The
Yeah, it said-
18th.
That said,
I told you
"Stop."
she said stop. I told you that the other day that it was cracking me up that a lot of us are starting to speak like each other because you went because you said it. You went stop.
It's a given, man. Like I have,
yeah,
like everybody at my house would be like, "Why do you do that?"
Yeah,
I'm
it
like,
just
"'Cause I
cracks me
hear
up.
it all the time."
yeah, it cracks me up. It's just so easy to do. All right, the 18th, right?
All day long.
All
Oh
right.
yeah. Hold on. Okay.
All right. Power is not manifested in the human being. True power is in the creator or in alliance Onondaga. The old ones say the only true power is spiritual power. Sometimes our egos tell us we have power, but really we don't. Great spirit power is called by other names such as love, forgiveness, intelligence, life, principles, and laws. When the creator uses this power to make the human being powerful, we must stay humble. We should constantly acknowledge that we are who we are. We do what we do because of the power of the Great One. Great One, guide me to use your power well. I will use it only to serve the people.
Mm.
That was a struggle for me to read for some reason. Reading too many kids' books at night.
Oh well. What came to mind is, anytime, you learn about what true power is, I had to learn what it wasn't at first. That's always my go-to, right? Whenever I share is I had to know what it was, what it wasn't. When they say an alcoholic or an addict's first dilemma is his lack of power. Because then if I have the power, then there was never ever really any reason for me to get sober. Like if I'm always winning and I'm not taking all these L's and like it'd be a very joyful life.
You'd be able to eat ice cream.
Yeah, yeah, I'd be able to do it all. And what I've learned is like where that disconnect was happening. Like why did I think I needed all the power? When I was given the opportunity to do the right thing, I always struggled and I always chose to do what was easiest. And I was always, any kind of dilemma, any kind of, like if the road got bumpy, I would just jump on another path. And I didn't really stick anything out, and when I had the power, I the best that I could do with it was I ended up strung out. I ended up high. I ended up drunk. I ended up being all these things. I ended up realizing where I was lacking. That spiritual connection. And it had to start with my physical. You know, understand where I was powerless. Where was I powerless? It came to those people, places, and things. I was a people, places, and things. That's the physical. The physical part of knowing when I'm powerless, because I could want to be sober, I just didn't understand how to be sober. So then I would be struggling mentally. I already got it in my head, like, that I'm weak and I'm my life is unmanageable. And it starts showing up in places that has nothing to do with drugs and alcohol. You start realizing, like how come I can't just sit here and enjoy this time with my kids, when in the back of my mind I have that obsession. And even though I'm sitting here trying to be good with my kids, I'm trying to spend as less money as I can, because I know what is going to be the end result. I'm going to need that fix, later on, because I'm doing something good. So therefore I need to balance it out. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So I deserve to be high, later on. And then here comes the emotional part, where man, I just had this switch. I don't know when it would happen. I don't know what would happen. It's just that obsession. I keep talking about having that obsession, and I had it. And talking about, drugs and alcohol, like it was showing up in places that didn't have nothing to do with drugs and alcohol. Then the people, places, and things, I had this switch. I could tell you, I could pass a lie detector test and tell you that I'm not going to use that day. I could swear, I could promise, you could say, hold my hand all day long. I'm not going to go use, and then somewhere in there, something would happen, like a trigger would happen, or I knew in back of my head, I'm only doing this to get over here, and this switch would, this F it switch, I would just say F everything, and then of course, there's always that spiritual disconnect. I didn't even know like that part of my life existed, because I'm talking to myself, and the crazy thing about my disease, the crazy thing about the addict in me and the alcoholic in me is that it has my own voice. It uses my own voice. Like I remember, man, just so many times I'd be down. It was Christmas one year, and I'm like, the last of my per cap is $60. And I'm telling myself, like, oh, I'm just gonna try to save this. Like 6 kids, and I'm gonna save $60. And I'm like telling myself that, like, but then somebody shows up and it's like, oh, I can flip it. I can, like that's what I'll do. That's as great as my thinking got. And I went ahead and spin it and was like, yeah, I'm gonna go do this. I lost it. Like, thought I put it up, take off walking, gone. And then I'm just sitting there like wow, like this thing's really got a hold of me. And I felt like there was nothing I could do about it. So then you learn about what it is to surrender to this thing, to surrender to the substance use, and I started looking around me, man. I didn't have nothing, I didn't have nothing going. I didn't want to be around nobody. I thought the only way out was, by death. I had suicidal thoughts. And I remember surrendering, asking the Creator that if He just gave me a chance, I would make the most of it. So, I didn't know what that was going to look like. I didn't know how it was, like they say, the defeated don't get to negotiate the terms of surrender. So when I got the opportunity, like I was all in, like He done showed me that He gave me this other chance, and He kept testing me on seeing how bad that I wanted it. And the first thing that I want to do is I want to carry who I used to be over here, because I think it gives me some kind of, when you're in rehab, it's always the one upper, like, oh, I had a 30 police, on a 2-hour cop chase, or, like,
Somebody else had 31
yeah,
on a 2-hour and 15-minute chase.
yeah, it's always the one upper. Oh, I was, like, it's a blessing that I'm not here killing everybody. Like that's how extreme, people want to make it. Like they're just such a gangster, like
Y'all are lucky I got caught.
y'all lucky, that I was fiend out. like it was hard for me to be honest. But then you start to understand, like you start to see the truth in everything. And you start to understand where your power really lies. It don't have nothing to do with me. It all has to do with the Creator. And it's a humbling act of God. I believe. It's a humbling act of the Creator showing me that I cannot do this thing without him. You know, and as long as I'm able to meet him halfway, you know, I can't just say, hey, I want to be sober and not put any action into what's actually going on. You know, it's like you got to show some sort of effort and meet him halfway, you know, and you keep doing the work and you allow him to handle the results. You know, May 4th, 2021, did I ever think that I'd be sitting here where I'm at right now?
A booster seat.
You know, on my booster seat, you know, looking down on my son.
Yep. That's not on a booster
Not at all. Not at all. You know, I didn't, there's no way in hell, you know, if I would have wrote down what my sobriety would have looked like, I would have shorted myself, you know. So, I mean, it's definitely the creator, you know, it's definitely Mahio, you know, the great mystery, the great one. Um, you know, if he allowed me another opportunity, you know, then you know, regardless of who I used to be, the things I used to do, you know, he allowed me another opportunity to get it right. You know, and I may not have got it right yesterday, but he gave me another opportunity to get it right today. And that's the amazing thing about understanding the creator's work and getting out of his way, you know, is I can see now how I can sit in my prayer and allow him to do what he's got to do. You know, that's Barry's one of his biggest problems is trying to be the creator. You know, I want to control everything. But, you know, I'm very thankful that I got a loving, caring, uh, you know, graceful, you know, God, and he allows me to make mistakes and do the things that I got to do, you know, to be who I got to be today. So, what are y'all laughing at?
We thought you were about to start sweet talking Nat because she walked in, and
No.
so I thought you could a lovely, graceful.
Because I have a lovely.
I just now know. I was just thinking, who is that wearing a ribbon skirt
I was cracking up.
with the who's got on that belt? Damn it.
That's crazy because me and
That's
Darian
not-
were
Both
thinking
were
the
just like,
exact
"Oh,
same
here we
thing.
go."
Here we go. Just because she walked
Yeah,
in, he's
just
gonna
'cause
start.
You
a
two
lovely,
get a
graceful
room. You
Muskogee
two get a
woman.
room. Do we have any comments before Darian lays down his
No,
life?
No, there's nothing on.
no comments.
Hold on.
Literally
Go ahead.
Nobody
Go ahead.
chimed in on your
Aunt Millie said
link.
that's called Blackjaw. I don't know what he was referring to. But
Who
that's what it
said that?
Aunt Millie.
Of course he would.
David Deere said, "Good afternoon."
Stongo.
Mr. Chapel or Chappelle says, "Aho."
Oh. Oh.
Christy Combs says power means the ability to do something or act in a particular way, or the ability or capacity to influence the behaviors of others.
Hmm.
For so long, I allowed other people and things to have power over me. Only when I found power and surrender and humility is when my life started to change. My life is not perfect, but I'm blessed to have one.
Definitely. Thank you for commenting that.
Aunt Mealy says, there's fun in being sober. I just wished I could have done this around all my loved ones because I feel like they don't understand and know this person I've built myself into. Being a lot of people know me, but they don't know this person. I feel like my loved ones are missing out, but deep in my mind they know because they knew me when I was little, and I had to remove myself and build from the bottom because they was all like, "Are you high? Are you drunk?" Well, I said, "It might is." Well, so I did, but I think there's more to it.
Oh
but I
yeah,
can't
there's
read
more.
it.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you for
both
commenting that, brother. Thank you for
Sam said
commenting
booster seat and started laughing.
that.
Should have seen him trying to sit down when
I know he pulled it out from under me.
down to here.
Look, I'll sit
the little
normal.
banner would probably block them. No, take them all out. I saw you try to take out one.
There.
No, proper.
Yeah, he never sits like
Yeah, this is
that.
as straight as I've seen you sit.
Let me get in there.
Here we
Let
go.
me get in there.
Yeah.
There we go.
Now I'm hot.
See? Live your truth.
And Mealy also said Feather Fred and Warrior. Bo Sam says, when I started this opioid recovery program for the tribe, I got a lot of backlash. People were saying I wasn't humble enough. Here I am 2 years later, still trying to do this and being humble. I have a talking circle for over a year now. My power comes from the Creator.
Thank you for commenting that. We appreciate you and the work that you do, Sherry.
Mhm.
Appreciate you,
Yep.
Mr.
Mr. Sun.
Mr. Sun,
Mr. Junior.
Senor Mijo.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of this this kind of resonates with me on my first deployment and seeing what people thought power was, or the people that wouldn't relinquish power, right? And so we were always constantly under threat of getting attacked or rocketed or anything you can think of. And so you can see where the ones that had that belief that creator has all the power, or their higher power had all the power.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can see this complete disconnect from the frantic mindset that everybody else had, and then the ones that were okay with relinquishing power. We would be at peace with whatever happened. And so it was great to see other people that had that like-minded uh, belief that, we don't, the power comes from not from us, it comes from everybody else, or your higher power, and everybody else is just playing a part in it. They can try to assume that they have power over you, and that just is their issue. Whenever you have that ability to hone in your beliefs and use that to your advantage, to where you're just a vessel for what creator has in store for you, and you let him do um, whatever he needs you to do at that time, you get a lot more peace in life, and you don't feel all this negative energy or all this pressure or stress or anything like that. It's just that connection that you feel with him. And I think we can all learn from that, from the ones that have that strong connection. And then we can't all force each other to feel that connection. It has to be them finding that connection for themselves. I think was it this morning we were talking about uh, some people being forced into church but not feeling connected, and then
Yeah,
they try another way and they feel like what they've
they
been
find it.
searching,
Yeah.
what they've been searching for. And so, we're not saying our creator is the way to believe. It's whatever you feel most connected to. And if you're in that rut of trying to figure out where that connection is, like try new things, try new
Yeah.
organizations, new churches, new practices, and see where you feel most connected to creator, because you'll feel peaceful, you'll feel comforted, you'll feel a lot of positive things. Like, you'll
Connect.
never embrace creator and feel negative. And that's, I think, the big power is that connection, and how you can just find it anywhere. It doesn't have to be, I have to do this
The
day,
most
this
extreme.
time.
Yeah.
I don't have to do everything to become connected to him. Like, all you have to do is talk to him, and then you'll feel how he talks back to you. And
Yeah.
so that can't be taken away from anybody. And I think that's what a lot of human tendencies is. They think they can take that away from somebody.
Mhm.
They think they can uh, control everything around them, control everyone around them. But you'll see, all the ones making noise, trying to do all this stuff, will be living the most unhappy lives. And then you'll see the
Yeah.
the quiet ones just hanging out are, the happiest ones out there. And that's because they're content with their life. They're content with their connection to creator. They're content with um, just what they have. It doesn't need to be
Yeah.
everything, the bells and whistles or anything like that. It's just one on one with the creator, and then all you can do is be true to you, and then you will feel that empowerment that's creator.
Yeah. And it's also like when you find the creator, you find yourself.
Mhm.
Like that's the that's the crazy thing about it.
Yep.
Is when you find your creator, your higher power, it's like you go and find your true self. So I know Mr. Revelis has some good words to share with us.
Bless you.
Shh.
I know she's trying to interrupt.
Oh,
She's trying to let us pass her the mic.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. She has something to
Yeah.
So
say.
there.
Soon she's gonna be
Fake sneezing.
going. Ah! Ah!
Here, ball. My bad. My bad.
Yeah.
No,
Sorry, it's just scratchy over here.
that smoke is getting to me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, you guys are, you're pretty spot on with everything you've been saying. Strength in this world has always been centered around what we consider what power, what people consider control, what people consider influence, or the status they're trying to achieve in their life. Um, that's what people consider strength to be as. So that smoke
That
is just
kid-
blowing off.
That kid just taking it out of frame. Yeah.
Threw me off.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Um,
Go ahead.
but no, it's just
Don't watch me.
it's interesting to think about that because you know as kids it's kind of ingrained into our head that sometimes like strength that comes from is power, and you have to be able to really understand situations to understand where real strength comes from. And I think the meditation points it out in you know that it talks about love and forgiveness and intelligence, um, life in general, and principles and laws, and all that stuff is connected to creator. And I think that if you don't have that relationship with God, you're never really going to understand that. And if we go through life, because I know from experience that I've gone through life thinking that I have a power over love, or I have a power over my intelligence, and it was all based off of my own self, and based off of what I was trying to achieve, and not what creator was trying to do through me. And I think that once I started to understand that better, it became easier for me to really know um, what real intelligence was, what real love was, what a real connection is. So I think it's just important that we understand that, you know, strength can, we talk about it all the time. It comes from within, but it's also developed off of that relationship with God. It's developed off that relationship with Creator. And it's important that that we understand that there's aspects of life that we have to instill into others, especially our own kids, to help them understand what real strength is. And I think that that's part of who we are when we're gifted the ability to be parents. And sometimes we take advantage of that gift and we just teach our kids whatever they want to be taught. And I think we're in a world now where there's influences everywhere, and we need to make sure that they know what influences are the right influences. And I think it's important, that we stay humble in all that. We have a aura of humility, and sometimes that's the hardest part to do. I know, especially as men, to have that humble manner, to have a humility about who we are, and that we don't know everything, and that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to seek help, especially when it comes to mental or spiritual things. Um, and I know it's sometimes that's hard to recognize. And I'm trying to teach that to my boy, and for him to understand that, hey, man, Dad doesn't know everything. I'm learning everything new every day. I'll try to help you the best way I can. And if I can't, then I'm going to find someone that's going to find those answers for you. And that's just one way of being able to stay humble and be able to have that knowledge, to be, kind of have that humility about you're never going to know everything. But there's going to be somebody out there that knows more than you, and you can learn from them. So that's just what I think about whenever we're talking about strength in that relationship, and how we're going to be able to use that to just better ourselves in our own relationship with Creator, but also help our children understand that that's part of it too. So,
Mado. Do we have any more comments?
Aunt Mealy says all bull snakes is Barry's real Indian name. Is a FYI. Sherry Bosam says, "Aho! I'm thankful for the inspiration your program gives us out here." And Sister Leslie says, "Yeah, guys are so funny. I'll be laughing at my brother. He cracks me up." So there you go. That's all of them.
Was a great meditation today. I really, I really kind of look forward to this every day. Like when I got up this morning, I read that meditation, and you know, I think that was a great example of showing, like how when humans get the chance, how we can twist and turn things, but thank God everybody's okay. Thank God.
Shoes.
Yeah. Hopefully Desi cleans her shoes.
She probably didn't. Probably just put them in her
Just
car.
kick them off outside, get them put them back on when she comes to work
Yep.
tomorrow.
AJ, go clean up.
Yeah, go clean these shoes.
So what do we have tomorrow?
Tomorrow,
What do
we'll
we have?
be at Redlands doing a ribbon skirt class and a hand drum making class for
We
some
will?
students.
Well.
I mean, we'll be just doing hand drums, but Dookie, Desi, Belinda, Tatum will be doing the ribbon skirts, and so yeah, so that's about it. And then
You are.
And Natalie's doing the lunch
Yeah,
meeting.
somebody.
Yeah, Natalie's doing the lunch meeting.
And then
Play
Thursday,
fit.
nothing. Friday, nothing. Well, Friday maybe.
Maybe.
They have an event at Trinity Church, but I don't know if they're going.
Yeah.
I'm out, so I got no
Yeah, we're
skin in the
if
game.
you're out, then we're out.
Yeah, ain't nobody gonna go do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Be lucky we show up.
I thought you guys were passionate about this.
I am.
Passionate about sitting here on this couch.
Yeah, definitely. I'll probably come do that.
Do a 9-hour live from 8 to 5, a marathon.
Go to lunch and come back.
Yeah, leave it on, leave it running.
To show real
Yeah.
strength that way.
Yeah. Just have a whole full open mic
Yeah.
Q&A with everybody.
Just leave that
Yeah.
loading screen
Hell
on
yeah.
while we're at lunch.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
gonna
not
do
even
it.
that, just leave it right here.
Do what Carmelo and Dookie Dez did to me, Frida, and Anita. The other day, they got it started and they both walked out.
I sent Kendrick up here.
Yeah.
He never came.
For real?
He never came.
Gosh, I told him, I was like, hey,
Anita had to get up and go stop it.
I was like, can you get up and go over there and go produce? He's like, yeah, I'll go do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
He was a no-show. No call, no show.
Tried.
Shame. I bet
But
you
yeah.
Kendrick's sleeper would have done it. The one that your sister has a crush on.
I bet.
Brought his wife and let her do it while he moseyed around.
Yeah, well, he breakdanced in the middle. Right there.
Well, he went all hostile. And
Yeah. So is that all the comments?
Sorry. Ant says, pivot. See you soon, Barry a baboon.
Oh, brother. Oh.
Rissa says, I want to make a ribbon skirt.
Who?
Rissa.
Oh, what you want? Hey,
Come to Sober Seams. We do-
she's Kanakin. Rissa.
She's Kanakin.
She's Kanakin.
I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that's
She's
some hair.
Kanakin. She showed a picture of her ultrasound photo.
Oh.
Say she's knocked up.
Yeah,
amazing.
she's Kanakin.
You don't have to make these codes. But yeah, our next Sober Seams is
December 9th.
December 9th, I think from 5 to 8. And so come out and learn. There's Buddha. He says, thank you for the shout out.
Hey, the Buddha of love. Yeah, that's
He
my
needs to be
brother
a guest
right
on
there.
here one day.
The Buddha.
Hell yeah, because like he has a great story. We get you on here, Buddha.
Come deliver a box real fast.
Come deliver a box, jump in there. Should have had you jump on while you were here.
He would have fit right in the middle.
Yeah. Well, that's all I really got.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have needed a booster seat.
Yeah. He's standing.
Leslie says, I want to learn how to make ribbon skirts. I don't know how to do stuff like that, but I really want to learn how to do stuff like that.
Sober Seams. Sober
December 9th.
Seams. December 9th here at our office at
Or just ask
1950 South Shepherd.
Yeah, or ask
So-
Kendricks. He'll find his wife will show you.
So tomorrow at noon at 4400 Southwest 21st off of, what is that off of? Meridian? At the Shine Arapahoe Tribal Resource Center. We have a talking circle at noon. So from 12 to 1, come out, come check it out. And so, yeah.
Did we get approval for our room?
But that's all I really got. Like, share, follow.
No.
Tell your mammy about us. And
But-
we will see you.
Oh, your brother Drew says good afternoon.
Yeah.
Good afternoon,
Yeah,
brother.
Oh, wait. Buddha said, I got you on the next one.
Yeah, see.
Bet, brother, bet. See you tomorrow. I hope.